Hey everyone, welcome to Zozo Anime. I'm your host, the one and only King freaking Kansas, here to bring you another anime TV season or series related review your way. Yes, you guys heard me right. Another review. I've been dropping these left, right, and center because I've been watching a lot, binge watching, because, I got to take care of some personal matters down the road in the month of August, so I'm cramming a lot in a little time and whatever. Maybe that's why I'm a little overwhelmed and a little uptight. But either way, I look tired. King is happy. But in this particular case, I'm not talking about that, guys. I want to talk about a little anime season or series called I Made Friends with the Second Prettiest Girl in My Class. Season 1 came out in 2026, 12 episodes. It's directed by Hideki Tachibana, I want to say, or Bana. I can't even read my own writing. Let me give you a quick synopsis. Loner, MAKI, Machichera expects another friendless year until he bumps into the popular classmate Iwami at a video store. Despite their different social circles, they bond over shared interests in movies, etc. And he asks to be friends, or they ask to be friends. Develops from there, guys. Didn't know what to expect. My last time around doing this, I wasn't too thrilled with what I watched. I think you guys checked out my You and I are polar opposites there. Didn't buy into the story because there wasn't enough time to simmer and slowly develop something there and be interested in it. That's probably what threw me off more than anything. This is the opposite. It slows off with a common interest goal. She's kind of like the popular one, good looking one, second best to a friend who's the greatest looking girl in the classroom. And she's kind of become second fiddle. But she wants to step out of the shadow. That's what I'm getting out of this. And kind of live her own life and make her own friend that this one's not a part of. Because it seems like whatever her best friend's a part of, she ends up taking from her and she's left with nothing. So she meets this guy. They talk to each other. She finds it interesting that he likes kind of the same stuff she does. Movies, B-movies, and all that stuff. Weird stuff, guys. And they, meet at a movie place, kind of like a blockbuster, I want to call it here in U.S. and Canada, and we used to have a movie store. They start talking. They start hanging out after hours, not, keeping it kind of secret, playing video games with each other, slowly developing a nice friendship that eventually leads to something with feelings, and eventually they go out. And the build-up is great. You have their love story building. You have other friends who seem to be kind of jealous of what they're what they're developing, wanting what they want. The best friend kind of looked like she had a thing maybe for her boyfriend, but then she kind of did a 360 around that. And the second best girl ends up confronting her and saying, "Listen, you know what? It always been like this. I was the popular one. I introduced you because you were the kind of the foreigner." And then you kind of took the spotlight from me and made you your side kick or whatever you want to call it. And you got all the attention and I kind of think I just wanted something from her. So she was honest with her feelings. And on top of that, guys, you also had some serious topics like divorce, abandonment, things like that affected the guy. And why he was kind of hesitant when he was told by her at first that I don't like you. I love you. He was kind of so he's kind of afraid that everything that people fall in love, that eventually they're going to drift apart and whatever. So he had to work through his little issues, his daddy issues, let's just say that. And oh my God, it hit home on many fronts. Personally, not for me, but for some family members who lived around me. And that kind of hit and resonated well with them, or I can relate in that sense, and why they would feel like that. There was a reason why they were feeling the way they were feeling and going through what they were going through. And then, of course, him getting introduced to her family later on, after going to his house all the time, meeting her mother, who was kind of cool, and then the father was okay. And then also meeting his mother was pretty cool, too. The jokes here and there. But, yeah, even to have dinner at her house later on when they kind of get very close, he broke down, man. He didn't experience this since he was a kid and wondering what the hell. And she comforted him and all that stuff. He was sick. He was there. Back and forth stuff. The typical things you'll find in a slice of life, anime, rom-com is in here. And I didn't expect it to be so serious. And it was serious on many levels, right? But it was well put together. 12 episodes. I don't know if there's going to be a season 2 or part 2 or whatever the hell coming down the road. I'll be definitely tuning in for that. I enjoyed it. Will I pick this up and add to my collection? Yes, I would. Does it rank in the top tier of my things I've watched? Maybe. I think I would say mid-level, I would say. Possibly whatever, because I just watch it, so it has to sit and simmer a little bit before I can come to that conclusion. But I liked it a lot more than you and I are polar opposites. You guys probably saw the video by now. Like I said, that just didn't take time to develop their love story or whatever their feelings for each other. It's kind of like one episode, boom, they're together, they're dating, and then deal with it. And it kind of like, that was the whole point of watching. Like, for them to kind of like, all the obstacles that are getting in their way to kind of like get together, be together, and kind of realize how they feel about each other and all this shit. That didn't happen for me, and that maybe that's why I was a little withdrawn and I was a little bit more harsh on that than this one. This one kind of took its time, friendship, whatever. A lot of roller coasters, and, you know, like I said, was there a couple episodes they could have got rid of? Of course. There's always going to be a couple, but everything made sense. The storylines made sense. The way they developed into how they felt about each other made sense. It was done. It was okay. It's one of the better ones out there, guys. So there you go. Before I start rambling, that is my official. I made friends with the second prettiest girl in my class, season 1. Watch it. There's a reason why people are watching it. I would recommend you checking it out for yourselves. So like, share, and subscribe. Check out our other reviews on our YouTube channel. And guys, most importantly, stay off this king's throat. And I'll see you guys where? Right here on YouTube Land with more anime reviews coming your way. And I mean a lot, guys, over the next week or so. Take it easy.